Well, hi there, Susan Gillis, Curator of the Boca Raton Historical Society here. Welcome to our installment of Ask the Curator. And we've had some very good questions from our followers on social media, and I'm going to attempt to answer some of them. Now, first, a little background about me. I have for 19 years been the curator here at the Boca Raton Historical Society, but before that, I was for 15 years with the Fort Lauderdale Historical Society. And I've written a number of books on Fort Lauderdale history, so we welcome questions on Fort Lauderdale as well. So a very good question I have here today is, what are the oldest neighborhoods in Boca and Fort Lauderdale? I want to explain there's a difference, of course, between first neighborhood and oldest neighborhood. The first neighborhoods in both those towns are what are now the commercial areas of sort of downtown, if you will. So in Boca, people lived along Palmetto Park Road, near the train station, which was back then the old freight depot was located where Dixie Highway and Palmetto Park Road are. The people also lived around Lake Boca Raton. Well, none of those houses, for the most part, still exist. Meanwhile, in Fort Lauderdale, people lived along New River, which is a river that flows through Fort Lauderdale. They lived on Las Olas, right where there are banks and restaurants and retail establishments today. And again, in the downtown area, Andrews Avenue, Brickell Avenue, and so on. So those residential neighborhoods are long gone. In terms of what remains, the oldest existing neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale really include Tarpon River neighborhood, south of the river, Sailboat Bend, which was what they call the West Side back in the old days. And in the 1920s, a lot of new subdivisions were created that still exist. Croissant Park, Victoria Park, Rio Vista. These are just examples of those boom-time suburbs. This is when the Isles off Las Olas were beginning to be developed. Idlewild was established in 1919. And before this, curiously, in both communities, people didn't really live at the beach. Beach property was easy to be had, was inexpensive, but it was full of sand flies. It was nasty. You got storms, hurricanes. So it wasn't until the 20s that people started really building residences on the beach. Bonnet House, 1921. The Alexanders lived down there, kind of near where the Swimming Hall of Fame is today. Meanwhile, in Boca Raton, our oldest existing neighborhood is actually Pearl City. Let me show you on a map where Pearl City is today. It still exists as a neighborhood. It is actually south of Glades Road between Dixie and Federal Highway. This is right down here is the center of town, Dixie and Palmetto Park Road. And Pearl City was actually established in 1915 specifically for the African American community. And most people who lived there were workers on local farms. And so today is a historic district, a proud survivor as our oldest existing neighborhood. In the 20s, we got a lot of new developments, just like Fort Lauderdale did. Old Floresta, as it's known now, Spanish Village, which is the area north of today's City Hall. And then there were many developments, Boca Raton Heights, Port Lamar, Delray Manors, many that were established in the 20s, but either no houses were built there because the boom went bust in 26, or those 1920s homes are no longer there. So you really have to go to places like Floresta and Spanish Village to find the older houses in the community. Thanks for the question.